Hey there everyone, this is Adamantium here again, and lo and behold, here I am making another one of these videos. Good thing is though, this video isn't as bad as it might seem, because they were basically just checking up on a naughty boy. But I was, as usual, megaphoning out in Maidstone High Street on Saturday the 20th of May, and after, I think this was within 6 minutes of me starting, so that's possibly a brand new record actually, even though the police were hanging around a lot, but that's just to set the initial tone. I think the officer that you hear talking, the male officer that you hear talking, I think he was the officer who was a partner with PC Jackson, the arresting officer who arrested me back in September, and obviously in this video he will reference my arrest. But just to set the scene a little bit, that's how it got started. So here's the video in its entirety, and then I'll break it down. Hello guys, would you like to have a hug? No? Oh, yeah, not too bad. Well, I'll tell you what, just for my own protection, I will grab my camera.
You can grab your camera, yeah.
Yep. So, let me see. So you sure I can't interest you in a hug?
No, thank you.
No? Alright,
I've only
okay.
just come to see you because a little while ago, last time I saw you, you caused a few bits of alarm to people. So I just wanted to... You were arrested, weren't you? Do you remember that?
Surely I would have been the one who was alarmed by that, right?
I've just come to see what your business is today, what you're talking about, and whether you just to make sure that you're not going to go down the route of
Tell you what,
causing anyone.
How about if you stick around and listen?
I can do.
Yeah?
Yes.
That'll be cool.
No problem.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to see how you're up to today. All right, that's it.
Well, the same thing as usual, spreading peace and love and compassion.
Good stuff. As long as it's just that, then we're all happy.
It has never been anything other than that, and I've never given you any reason to have a suspicion that it will be anything else.
You just remember last time we did have to make some investigations.
No, there was no investigation.
Well, I beg to differ. There was.
All right, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Just for the sake of the camera, could you let me know what evidence there was against me? Well, this is for a public servant. I'm a member of the public. This is evidence, supposed evidence pertaining to one of my arrests. So, what breach of confidentiality is that?
If you wish to find more out about your arrest, then you would need to.
Well, I know all there is to know, but you're pertaining to know that think that there was something more to it. So,
anyway, we'll be around. We're going to have a listen to what you're saying today.
All right, okay. Well, there we have it, ladies and germs. That's the full video of the encounter there. Obviously, no jurisdiction whatsoever, no authority whatsoever. I get the impression that he was trying to make his excuses to leave because I was starting to pin him in a corner. I mean, I should have actually stood my ground. I should have actually, kept his feet to the fire, as it were, as to what this evidence was. But I'll get into that in a bit. So here's the first part that I'm going to break it down. Hello guys, would you like to have a hug? No? Oh, yeah, not too bad. Well, I'll tell you what, just for my own protection, I will grab my camera.
You can grab your camera, yeah.
Yep. So, let me see. So you sure I can't interest you in a hug?
No, thank you.
No? Alright,
I've only
okay.
just come to see you because a little while ago, last time I saw you, you caused a few bits of alarm to people. So I just wanted to... You were arrested, weren't you? Do you remember that?
Surely I would have been the one who was alarmed by that, right? Okay, he says he's come to see me because the last time he saw me, I caused alarm to people. Now, keep that in mind. What was supposedly the crime that I committed last time when I was arrested? It was supposedly harassment, right? So how could it now magically be alarm? It was either harassment or alarm. Which is it? But yeah, he's just trying to claim that, and I actually stumped him for a couple of seconds when I said, when he said that you're causing alarm to people, and I'm like, such as, and he thinks that the evidence for me causing alarm was that I was arrested. So essentially, that's basically saying that as long as the police arrest you, that must mean you've done something bad. But how is that the case? Police arrest people all the time and release them with no charges whatsoever, as was my case. They arrested me, they didn't charge me with anything. So just because the police arrested me, does that mean that I was guilty of causing what is now alarm? Oh, so basically the harassment warning that I received, is that now null and void? Because according to him, I now caused, alarm instead? I don't think so. But yeah, it's either harassment or alarm. You need to make up your mind, mate, alright?
I've just come to see what your business is today, what you're talking about, and whether just to make sure that you're not going to go down the route of
Tell you what,
causing anyone.
How about if you stick around and listen?
I can do.
Yeah?
Yes.
That'll be cool.
No problem.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Okay, notice that he's changed his tactics now. He's gone back onto his original assertion. Oh, I've just come to see you, just come to speak to you. When in fact, I should have actually held his feet to the fire, say, oh, come on. What was the alarm that I caused? What was the evidence? What are the facts? I should have actually held his feet to the fire, but, I wasn't in a brilliant frame of mind, because I was just, oh, come on, the police arrested me yet again. But, but yeah, but the thing is, he was asking me what I'm going to be talking about today, and instead of actually going through all the different subject matter, which I could have, that would have made an interesting video, but I decided to say, I tell you what, how about you just hang around and listen? Invite them to actually notice that I'm not a bad guy, because he seems to believe that I'm this naughty boy who causes alarm to people, and I've been lucky so far in my scrapes with the law, but completely ridiculous. So that's that.
Just wanted to see how you're up to today. Right,
well, the same thing as usual, spreading peace and love and compassion.
Good stuff, as long as it's just that, then we're all happy.
It has never been anything other than that. And I've never given you any reason to have a suspicion that it will be anything else. You notice here that the way he's talking and the way the way he's acting, is largely, authoritarian. It doesn't seem like he believes that I'm actually a peaceful person. So he's making these statements that, if you dare do what you're normally doing, then we're going to have to arrest you again. Well, guess what? They didn't arrest me that day. I've given them no reason to suspect any wrongdoing on my part, and it's just completely ridiculous, because why should he have to come up to me? Why should he have to bother with me? Oh, is it because I'm actually speaking, what I perceive to be the truth, and it may be upsetting the status quo? Is that it? Is that why he has to keep acting authoritarian? That may be why.
You just remember last time we did have to make some investigations, didn't we?
No, there was no investigations.
Well, I beg to differ, there was.
Okay, now, so investigations. What were these investigations? Oh, does he mean the several hours that I was in the police station being interviewed by them, which in a sense is a dishonest shifting of the burden of proof, when in fact the burden of proof lies with them, because they're asserting my guilt, so they have to prove it. Does he mean that? Oh, I see. Oh, right, the investigations, I think, were happening prior to the arrest. That being the sworn statements. Now, for those of you who want to find out how ridiculous some of these sworn statements were, then look at it was my previous Maidstone Police. It was actually Maidstone Police fail and win, because they did arrest me. But is that what he means by the investigations? Well, in that case, that they were doing the same investigations on Saturday, because there was a huddle of them. There was about 5 or 6 police officers, PCSOs and environmental enforcement officers, and they were all scribbling fiercely on notepads. Right? I think, I mean, I may be wrong here, but I think they were trying to fabricate more sworn statements. So maybe next Saturday I might get arrested for these sworn statements supposedly that they've written down that day. Well, guess what? I have my recorder here and I have my camcorder to provide counter evidence if need be. And I know that they can't meet their burden of proof because they said, oh, you said this on that day. I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll get my evidence, I'll bring it up and compare that with the CCTV footage so it correlates with me lifting the megaphone up to my lips, all that sort of stuff, la 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 la, and then say, right, that is exactly what I said. So, this sworn statement, it's bullshit, okay? Sorry. But yeah, supposedly they were the investigations, and yeah, that's that. All right, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Just for the sake of the camera, could you let me know what evidence there was against me? Well, this is for a public servant. I'm a member of the public. This is evidence, supposed evidence pertaining to one of my arrests. So, what breach of confidentiality is that?
If you wish to find more out about your arrest, then you would need to call.
Well, I know all there is to know, but you're pertaining to know that think that there was something more to it. So
anyway, we'll be around. We're going to have a listen to what you're saying today.
All right, okay. Okay, so now it sort of like sinks into my mind here that he's trying to claim that there was something more to the arrest. Well, I don't say arrest in inverted commas. The arrest actually didn't happen, but he claims that there was something else to the situation, something that I may not know, and I'm trying to ask him. I'm saying, well, because he's claiming to know that there was something more. I'm like, can you tell me, please? You know, I'm a public member of the public. You're a public servant, so give me something here. What is it that you claim to know? And he's just like, I'll say, I can't divulge that information. I'm like, what, is this a breach of... I was thinking to myself, this breach of confidentiality or something? Or this is me we're talking about. This is supposedly my arrest. So what breach of confidentiality? And he just like, just wriggles out of it, really. He just wriggles out. It was like, right, well, we'll be around. Yeah, he says the words, we'll be around. And I'm just like, because it's ridiculous. I mean, why should they have to be wasting their time watching me when in fact I can provide video and audio evidence of my behaviour? So what reason is there to hang around me? Because the thing is, they were hanging around me all day. I mean, I would have thought if I'd asked them, hang around and listen, I would have thought, they might hang around for maybe, I don't know, at least at most an hour. A whole hour. I was there for I think 3 hours. I think, but no, they were just hanging around all the time, and there were numerous cops. There must have been about 4 or 5 actual police officers hanging around that area, all looking at me every now and then. You know, as though I'm going to be a naughty boy and, like, you know, incite violence or something. No, I'm trying to tell people that they're beautiful just as they are. You know, and that there's nothing to fear. And that, you know, we need to question this system that we live in. But that's all of that. So, what can we draw from that? Well, essentially, the police still have their eye on me. They're itching. They are itching to have an excuse to slap the cuffs on me again. But as of, I think it was February this year, the words insulting words and behaviour was removed from Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986. So I would have to, like, be really on my game to say, ask them exactly what their evidence would be and exactly what the charge is, because I know, because, you know, the only thing that's left in Section 5, which is what they always try to claim over me, the only thing left there is threatening or abusive words or behaviour. Now, I know for a fact that I don't engage in threatening or abusive words or behaviour. So what reason do they have to try and intimidate me or slap the cuffs on me or whatever? They have no reason. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Their will to try and shut me up. They will try and shut me up. They're going to try and they're trying to silence me, but they're slowly I hope that they're slowly realising that I'm not doing anything wrong. You know, I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not breaking any statutes, and I'm actually protected by laws and by statutes to do what I'm doing. And there's no reason to intimidate me whatsoever. But that's that. As I said in one of my Facebook updates, I didn't want to make this video too long, so I will close it out in a moment. There's one more piece of footage that wasn't shot on my camcorder, because this was after I'd finished and when I was walking away. But the only apart from a time when both those officers, I forgot to mention, I apologise for the bad filming, and I wasn't deliberately filming the display in Ann Summers. It was just that I thought I had them both in frame, when in fact they were both standing out of frame. But the only other time that those two officers left the area was when they went into Poundland, I think. But other than that, the only other time that they left the area was to follow me. Well, I say follow me, but walk behind me. I think that's the factual way to put it. They were walking behind me, and they left just after I did. And because I had used up all the memory in my memory cards, I had to use my camera phone. So the footage you're about to see will be very grainy. I mean, looking back on it, you know, I used to shoot my first Maidstone Police fail videos with this camera. It really reminds me how much I've progressed in terms of video quality and everything. But yeah, this is the footage that I shot, where basically I looked behind me, realised that they were following me, and then just got my camera out and then just turned around and started walking backwards while filming. So the footage you're about to see is that footage. You're in hot pursuit now.
Don't flash yourself, mate. You've got to get back to the neck, which is dealt with a shoplifting chap.
Aww, dealing with real criminals for a change. Well, have a good time. Make sure you don't infringe on anyone's civil liberties while you're at it. So yeah, there we go. I guess I'll leave it up to you to decide whether they were pursuing me or not. I decided to make light of the situation and ask them, "Are you in hot pursuit now?" And he actually took that seriously and said, "Oh, don't flatter you." You know, he said, "Adam, don't flatter you." So he actually referred to me by name. And it's like, don't flatter yourself. I'm like, well, I'm not. I'm just making a joke of the situation. That you have been hanging around me like flies around shit for hours. And then the only time that really that you leave the area is when I leave. That's a bit convenient, don't you think? But he says that you might not be able to hear it very clearly there. But he says that that he's off to deal with a shoplifter, and I just say to him, "Oh, you're dealing with real criminals for a change." So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole thing. As you can see, I'm really having fun with them now. I really need to sort of like, get on top of things and really hold their feet to the fire. When they say something, I really need to drill home. Like, why are you saying that? What is your evidence? What are the facts? I shouldn't let any of their unsubstantiated claims go. Okay? Because he made so many unsubstantiated statements there, and he wasn't able to back them up. Even though I asked him once, he wriggled out of it, and then we carried on. But I shouldn't do that. I should hold their feet to the fire. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is your tax pounds at work. Okay? People committing actual crimes all over the place, and no, you got 5 cops harassing one peaceful activist. That is your tax pounds at work. Is that the kind of policing that you want to see? Them cracking down on someone who's just advocating peace, love and compassion? I certainly don't think so. And I don't think you should either. But thanks for watching, guys, and hope this isn't too long. Take care.